I will graduate from St. Stephen's Independent School in May, and what I learned from the past few years was more than anything. I experienced independence 4 years earlier than I should have in college. At age 14, I had to come to America with a father who does not speak English at all. So when there's a language barrier, a lot of problems come to me instead of my parents. I have to cook for myself, do all the housework myself, and make sure all the taxes and insurance documents are correct by myself. I have to solve problems that I shouldn't be facing until I'm an adult. The average parent does not have the determination to put their children in such an independent environment to steal their will. But my parent did, though I always thought it was because I was too annoying. Thanks God that my dad is not here listening, because those things made him sound like a bad parent. But trust me, he is the most responsible dad in the world. I remember one time my mom and I were on a connecting flight to Tampa at the Dallas airport, and our flight was canceled because of the weather. Problems ensued. What about our luggage? Do we need to buy a new ticket? What if I miss the next flight? I remember the look on my mother's face as I looked at her after I messed up when I was a child. She didn't say anything, but I saw lost and helpless from her eyes. I realized that it was no longer me who depended on my parents, but my parents who depended on me. I can no longer be the kid who dumps everything to the parents after making mistakes. I thought I was grown up and no longer a child, but later I found that behavioral independence doesn't count. It's when I'm no longer emotionally rely on others that completes the independence. In the past 4 years, I spent most of the time being low. Frequently, depression and anxiety attacks hits me. I still remember the sophomore me crying bad, feeling helpless, lonely, and sad because of the bad grade. The first time I felt homesick, I decided to watch videos on YouTube about Chinese students being homesick in America. That did not go well because I ended up crying like a baby. Then I decided to call my parents, which again didn't work out because it was the middle of their night. By the time I was too sad to cry, okay, maybe it's because my stuffy nose after all the sniffle and tears stopped me from crying. Then I fell asleep and I forgot what happened. So yeah, falling asleep can be one of the solutions, but it's not going to stay for the long run. You cannot just lie down on the table with your eyes closed during the middle of the class when homesick knock on your door, right, Miss Price? In the beginning, I decided to let all kinds of things fill my life, get myself busy, but at the end of the day, the empty mind was still filled with loneliness and sadness. It suddenly seemed to me that we had never been truly independent emotionally. We depended on our parents when we were kids, and then we depend on love when we grow up. People are afraid of being alone. When nature creates us as a colonial species, it was decreed that everyone was born with the fear of loneliness. I realized to be alone but not feeling lonely is the key. Don't be afraid to be alone. Instead, give yourself some time to be alone so you can think about life. Do something you love to do, maybe read, travel, or meditation. Think about your past, present, and future. When you're alone, the power of the self begins to awaken in the heart and get stronger and stronger. Being alone allows you to stay away from the hustle and bustle and allows you to have a peaceful mind and a strong, clear judgment. It can lead you to find yourself, listen to your inner voice. It can lead you to see through your life and no longer feel panicked, confused, or lost. Being alone allows you to lead calmly and firmly. It allows you to talk to yourself, and you will find your heart is the answer to everything. And then finally, in the end, when you graduate, all complexity will become simple. All emptiness will become full. Thanks to all the people who helped me become who I am today. especially my parents. Thank you for your emotional support and your moral support. Although we never say I love you to each other, but we always know it in our heart. 老爸老妈，我爱你们。Thank you.